Hey guys, welcome to an episode of Woke and Pretty with Min and Meera. And we are so excited to talk today about something that we saw on the TikTok. And we both loved the video. And then it had us going down a rabbit hole. And Min found this beautiful list, guys. And I really want to hear what people think because I was reviewing it and I had a lot of thoughts, as I do. But essentially, we'll link the video down there. But the video is of this woman who is on a date with somebody. He picked her up, drove her to the restaurant. She realized where she was at, started filming her reaction and him. And he tried to he got out the car,
Cake Factory, man.
Went around to
love.
open the door for her, such a gentleman. And basically, he's trying to open the door. She locked the door on him. This is his car, guys. She locked the door on him. And he's like trying to open it. He goes, "What's happening?" And she literally rolls the window down a little bit and was like, "Mm-mm." What did she say, man? "Mm-mm. Not here. I'm not getting out." And he was just like, "What?" So he was so nice about it. She was like, "I don't go to Cheesecake Factory on a date." And that's where he had taken her, Cheesecake Factory. But what was interesting about this video is that he said, "Do you want to talk about it?" And then he proceeded to go back into the car. I actually stopped the video at that point. I didn't finish watching it because I did not want to hear what she had to say. And I thought it was so nice of him. First of all, he was like, "You're recording," and he was still good about it. So how did the video end, Min?
Actually, I didn't see it.
Ah! Okay.
I will see it once. We'll play it at the beginning. It'll be a teaser. Here's the thing. I got annoyed and upset with her because one, for
Cheesecake
about a year
Factory
and
is
a
hella
half,
expensive.
for a year and a half, women were upset about coffee dates. Now, I'm a coffee date girly. Okay.
I love a coffee date.
I love coffee dates. I'll do it with my girlfriends. I definitely, here's the thing. And Meera, I've told you this, is that going out to eat to me is I love the whole experience. But if it's a first date, I don't like
It's
it.
a time investment.
Well, yeah. And if I don't like you, now I'm stuck. And now you've ruined my experience.
There is another
selfish.
Listen, there's another TikTok I saw, and this girl, she's married now, and she said when she was dating, she made it where she did only coffee dates after a while because she was like, "My time is limited. I would do my hair. She would, put on her weave, wig, whatever, do her makeup, get beautiful outfit on." And she was like, "I would schedule coffee dates like it was a job. I had a date 1 hour, then I would give myself some breathing time, then I have another date, and they would just rotate in the same space. And guess what? If you got the vibe right away, half an hour date, oh, it's vibing, let's do a bigger date. Then you're cool. And you met each other, you can move on. I get it." And she said that's how she met her husband.
Yeah.
And she's
I don't have a husband, but yeah.
No, but no time invest. But she did it for years. And she said there were people who would be like, "Oh, so you just are meeting all these people today and tomorrow?" And she says, "I am." Like, don't act like you're not talking to other people on these apps.
Why not?
But guys like to act like they are the only one. And then they know they're talking to 5, 6 girls, and you can't be admitting that you're talking to 5, 6 guys. That's the reality of life and the app. I didn't come on here just to find you. I did, but you are not the only one I'm talking to. So she said that was also like, cool. They're not cool with that. Move on. You're not for me. I don't want to waste my time. So why would I waste my time on you anyway? So she eventually met somebody, they were vibing, and they went out on a date. Then it was great. So it continued. And that's how she ended up with her husband. Yeah. And you know what? But she did it for a couple years because she was like, I hated wasting the outfits on dates that were terrible and spending all those hours with people when I didn't have to. Listen, if you're going to put your makeup on, get your hair done, got the nice outfit, you sit your butt in that Starbucks or whatever cute coffee shop, have your cup of coffee. They don't even have to buy you a coffee. Low effort on their part. Low effort on your part when you maximize your investment in your time for your body and your looks.
Yeah.
If you have 4 dates, 5 dates, that is worth the look, honey. Yeah. It is worth the look.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm all for it. Why do people hate on it?
I don't know. Anyways, the internet was up in an uproar for about a year about, I don't do coffee dates anymore. And again, I shouldn't say there are still girls and women out there who will do a coffee date. I'm one of them. I will do a coffee date with you. But here's the thing. If we end up going to the next phase and you're taking me out to eat, would I accept the Cheesecake Factory? Yes. I love the Cheesecake Factory. And we also don't have them up here in Canada. That's a lie. We do. We have one in Toronto. But I also am not the kind of girl who's not gonna I just
It's
don't
not about where he takes you, but people do stress on that because they're like, oh, if he's taking me here, then what's he thinking of me? If he's taking me to Chili's, come on, I'm not a cheap date. But that's the thing.
What if he likes
It's
Chili's?
it's exactly. My husband eats McDonald's, guys. He didn't take me to McDonald's, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, yes, he should put an effort as well, just like you're putting an effort in other ways. However, if your conversation was around a Cheesecake Factory, because look, I love me some pasta. I love Italian food. I'm from Brooklyn. I have some great Italian restaurants here in Westchester, the Bronx, Arthur Avenue. Come on. I know my pasta. I've been to Italy and back a bunch of times, more times than I can count at this point. And yeah, your girl likes the pasta. And for some reason, that Cajun pasta at the Cheesecake Factory does it for me. I don't know what it is. I like it. I know it's from the pack. I don't care. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. But if you had a conversation about it at your coffee, go to Cheesecake Factory. He was listening to you.
Yeah. I mean,
It's not like he was like, yo, man, meet me at Chick-fil-A. Let's grab some lunch.
Hold on. You know what he could have done?
What?
Chick-fil-A, I probably would have done. I like Chick-fil-A.
I like Chick-fil-A too, but if I went to Chick-fil-A to meet somebody, I'm buying my own Chick-fil-A. This is not a date. This is just a meet and greet. I happen to be right here. You happen to be right there. Let's have a minute.
He wasn't disrespectful in taking you to the Cheesecake Factory. What would have, to me, would have been disrespectful is if you were like, you come over and Netflix and chill. Bitch, no.
I'm not coming to your space, number one. Number two, I'm not going to be trapped in your house. That happened to me one time. The person wouldn't let me go. It was a guy I used to date 100 years ago, and he moved to the city. He was lonely. I felt really bad for him. I was like, fine, I'll see you. We'll have dinner. We went to dinner. And he's, oh, look at my place. Like, I have this place, like, whatever. And I was like, sure, whatever. Obviously, we're not like that. But he didn't want me to leave because he was so lonely. He was like, no, just stay longer. I was like, nah, I got to get on the train. I got to get home. He was like, no. And he like blocked my exit. He blocked my exit from the door. And I was like, nah, seriously, stop playing around. I got to go. He's like, no, seriously, just stay.
I'm so triggered right now.
Yes. So here's the thing. I'm
having heart palpitations. Oh my God.
I realized in that moment
that you could have died.
I knew this person for years though, years and years. And I started to panic because he's like twice my height, twice my size, like he's a big guy. I'm sorry you're living in a city that and lonely as crap.
And you're a tiny person, Meera.
I'm tiny. I'm 5'6", man. But
that's pretty tiny.
Okay, you're a giant. You're tall.
Also true. But 5'6", I mean, you're pretty tiny.
Did I want to be 5'10" when I was in high school? Yes. Did it happen? No.
Okay, but going back, let's not do the whole height. We'll get into that in another episode. Yeah. Listen,
I'm just saying he used his physical presence to intimidate me because he was afraid of being alone. And not because it was a sexual thing. He didn't want me to, it was nothing like that. No, but I just need my freedom. And I was like, you need to let me go. I will scream. And he's like, come on. I'm joking. Obviously. I'm like, you say that, but you're in my way. You'll get the hell out of my way. So as he moved, I pieced out, never saw him again. I did communicate with him years later. He's married with kids now, moved back home, which he should have done if his mental health was not in that right space. But this is back in the early 2000s, guy. We weren't talking about his mental health.
All right. Oh my God.
So yes, coffee date.
Right? Okay, but that's what I'm saying. To me, you want to take me out on a coffee date? Sure. At least we're out in public.
Well, we had eaten dinner before. Anyway, on Complex Magazine, you can go on their website. They have a list of places women absolutely refuse to go on a first date. And there are a bunch of ladies that reached out to the person who curated this list. And he was like, thank you, ladies, for helping me with this list. Here is the top 28 places, number 1 being Cheesecake Factory. So we're just going to go down this list, Min. So do you agree you absolutely refuse to go on a first date here? Yes or no?
Okay, yeah, go on.
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, I would go on a date there. Why is that number 1, dude? Why is that number 1? For all those ladies that said no, you have issues with yourself. If you cannot be secure and go to Cheesecake Factory, appetizer, entree, you get that drink. That is mad expensive.
The appetizer and entree. Give me all the cheesecake.
And the cheesecake. You got to get the dessert. I'm just saying. Yeah. You get all of that. That's $50 a person, maybe more. It's a lot. Listen, it's a lot.
You can take me to the Cheesecake Factory just so I can buy the cheesecake. Oh, yeah.
I get the cheesecake to go.
Yes.
I just say, can I have the cheesecake to go? I do it to go because I need to enjoy that when I don't have the stomach going on.
Yes, in front of some trashy TV.
Yes, by yourself.
Bawling our eyes out.
No, negative. But by myself. Yeah. And you know what? Let me tell you something. for all these people who are hating on me about this pasta situation, I tried the burrito last time because the waitress said it was good. And I was like, I got to try something different. It's been years and I don't do anything different. It was not worth it to me. I will not do that again. It's either the salad, a salad, like an Asian salad, or the pasta. That's what I get there. That's it. I went there one time for breakfast. I tried it. I can go to any diner and get my breakfast. It was an extra 1,000 calories at Cheesecake Factory. I'm not going to lie. But it was good, but I don't need to go there for breakfast. Anyway, next list on the list. Number 2, Applebee's.
I love Applebee's.
So I didn't love Applebee's until a year ago.
Before we dive too deep into this list some more, you should know that some of this stuff we don't have up here. So if you can take me to Applebee's, I'm going to get excited because I love Applebee's. We don't have it in Canada. I want to go.
What did they say? It's your neighborhood restaurant or something? Yeah. It's not their tagline. It's not your neighborhood, honey.
It's not my neighborhood.
No, it's like a foreign restaurant to you.
I love Applebee's. They used to have this like deep fried chicken bite things that are so effing good with some avocados. Oh, I need to go back to Applebee's. Clearly, my mouth is salivating thinking about it. I need to go back to Applebee's.
There is an Applebee's near me, and I've been to it a couple of times. I've been to Applebee's before, of course. I don't love it. I have a hard time figuring out what to get on the menu, and it goes along with the third one on the list, which is Chili's. I have the same issue when I go to Chili's. The reason I go to Applebee's and Chili's, guys, my husband really likes those places. It's like upscale to him compared to McDonald's or whatever. We've been taking my kid there, and I realized after having a kid, I like taking my kid to an Applebee's or a Chili because I don't feel bad if he's being like all crazy. He usually isn't crazy, but if he's like acting up, like it's loud in there, I'm good. Like we're good.
But you're also like, if I'm gonna go to Applebee's and Chili's and there's a mom or a family sitting beside us and the kids rambunctious, like I know that's the place that I'm going to.
Exactly. That's my point. It's like
on my shirt, I'm not gonna be upset about it because I'm still at Applebee's.
First of all, at Applebee's, they got the boots. So they put all the kids in the boot. You don't get nothing spilled on you. You might have a kid trying to peek through the boot to look at you, Axel. I see you doing it, but that's okay. But at Chili's also, but I have a hard time picking things that I like and I don't know what it is, but I don't mind the atmosphere. But on a first date though, I wouldn't say no to an Applebee's. I don't know about the Chili's. I know that the fourth one on the list, Chipotle.
Love Chipotle.
I do too, but for me to get it and go. I don't need to go and sit in a Chipotle with you on a first date and eat a burrito. Get out of here.
No. But I will say, somebody took me to a Chipotle a while ago because we do have that up here. And what he did was we got our Chipotle bowls and then we watched the planes take off. So we had a Chipotle picnic. It was super cute.
Oh, you took it to go.
And then
that's different. Yeah, that wasn't the date.
Coronas and watch planes.
Yeah, okay, that's just cute.
Which is adorable because I love watching.
But you didn't have your first date in the Chipotle.
No, but I still wouldn't mind going to a Chipotle. But go
on. Yes. Olive Garden.
I don't like the Olive Garden. I will eat there.
Hell to the N-O. Olive Garden.
And to anybody else who's listening, I don't do Olive Garden and I don't do Jack Astor's. Both are crap.
Jack who?
Exactly.
I will not go to the Olive Garden. I had a bad experience when they had one in the city. And then I tried to redeem myself a couple times outside of the city and went, and the food is just, it's not worth paying for.
No. And there's so many other better, that style kind of restaurants elsewhere. So yes, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So what's next?
All right. Number 6, the movies. I have been on dates to the movies. And let me tell you, it is a mistake. It is a mistake.
Oh, I was like, I love it.
So. It's a mistake. I went on a date with somebody I met at a club one day, and then I went out with him. First of all, he was like, I was like, oh no. And then we went to this movie and we're sitting in the middle and it was like this movie I didn't want to see and this theater I didn't want to see was all indie. And I was like, I think I got up and left. I think I was like, I gotta go.
Oh, I'm
sorry. I know.
I mean, we're talking about on
a first date, talk. Right? You can't, first date. You can't talk. You're sitting there watching a movie. I guess the idea is that you sit there for 2 hours, then you go and talk about it after. But that's not a first date. That's like a third date when I like your company.
The movies for a first date. That was in
not for a first date. You could be sitting next to a serial killer for 2 hours and then you have to go have dinner with him. Listen,
dude, girl, can we talk about how you go dark? Dude, there was sunshine, rainbows, and butterflies. You just went super dark.
He had a hole in his shirt and he was all Indian shit. I was not into it. And he took me to a movie and I was like, what is this in the movie theater in Brooklyn? I was like, what is it with all this? I don't want to say it and be racist.
I haven't done it since high school.
It was when we were gentrifying, when people were gentrifying Brooklyn. I was like, what's with all this white bullshit? What is with this indie film thing? Like, I don't get it. All right.
I was not feeling it. I haven't done it in a while. So I guess I wouldn't do it now. I don't know. There's so many other fun things
Movies
to do on a
are
first date.
hella expensive though.
So expensive.
Yeah. So
If you do the VIP experience, I would do
I
a
just
first
think
date
if
VIP
someone's buying you a movie
experience.
theater ticket, like you're spending like $50 just being in there, you might as well just go to a freaking Cheesecake Factory and have a conversation. Legit.
Unless you don't like the Cheesecake Factory.
I'm just
Go on,
saying.
what's
Anyway,
that?
number 7, your house.
No. Hell no.
Hell no. Don't come to my house. I don't know you.
I'm not going to
Any
your house
fast
either. Do you know what I mean? No.
Oh, hell no. That's you
The
do not
home is
expect
off
women to come.
limits.
Do not expect women to come to your
Listen, there are
house.
some guys who do.
Keep shooting your shot, though. Keep shooting it. Any fast food chain. I feel like for the first date, it's low key. I wouldn't say I would treat it as like a coffee place. If somebody asked me to go to the local Wendy's to meet up for a minute or two, like for half an hour, I'd be like, yeah, sure. But I wouldn't consider it a date.
You
It would
for
be
like
like a meetup to
pit
me.
stop or like if I were to go on a date and then we went to Dairy Queen afterwards for a cat, like a dessert afterwards.
Yeah, activity, and then you went to Wendy's or you went to like fine, but okay, yeah. See, we are very low maintenance. Look at us, we're so cool.
Who knew?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
I struggled with this one a little bit. I remember that one being on the list. I struggled with it a little bit. I would still do it, but you gotta be prepared for me to get sticky and gross, and I would do it. But just know, like you brought me.
Just don't get the wings, man.
What the hell?
It's called Buffalo Wild Wings, but they got other stuff on there. You don't got to get the wings. That's like getting pasta at a restaurant. Don't get the twirly one. I always get the twirly one. I love the twirly one. Why even come at me with the penne? I don't need the penne.
Nobody
get me the twirly pie.
Poor penne. It gets no love.
You know,
no.
No one cares.
If you took me out for wings, I would want wings.
Okay, next one on the list, Wingstop.
We don't have Wingstop up here, but
it's all wings.
Still delicious. I would still do it.
So the thing is, if somebody takes you on a date to Wingstop or Buffalo Wild Wings, they get in it with you, right? So that's cool. Like you throw the caution to the wind.
But here's the thing. Fun.
Here's the thing.
Remember that scene?
It's not cute when you eat wings, though.
But it's
But I don't need to see somebody eating the wings. I mean, I don't need to see. What if he licks his fingers?
I have something else to talk about after we're done this list. I just remembered a different TikTok. We need to talk about this after we're done this list. I agree with you. Okay, so let's move on. Let's do this really quickly because Meera, you want to know what I'm about to talk about?
Just say it.
No, finish the list.
Nah, man, this list is mad long. Let's go.
There's this girl all over TikTok who met a guy on a date and he ordered a glass of wine and they happened to have gone to this place that had oysters.
Ew, I saw it. 4 effing dozen oysters.
You're nasty, girl. First of all,
but
that's a lot of oysters.
He wasn't eating the oysters. He wanted a first date and she was like, the oysters are on sale here. And she taped it. And she thought she was not wrong. She ordered 4 dozen oysters when her guy wasn't eating it because she fully thought he was going to pay for it. Well, he did not. He pieced out. He left her. He pieced out. And then she was mad that he left her with that check. But she shouldn't
be mad that he left her with that check. If
I wanted 4 dozen oysters though, and she was like slurping it. Ooh, it's so delicious. Blah, blah. Ew, it was gross. First of all, it was gross. Second of all, maybe 2 dozen. And that's like pushing it. Like come back on your own and get the other 2 dozens after. Like, I don't know.
Or call up I would have personally, this sounds bad. I would have gotten out of the date and called up girlfriends and gone with girlfriends who wouldn't judge me.
Did not give a F. She expected this guy to sit there with his glass of wine or beer or whatever, pay for her 4 dozen, and then want to make out with her.
I'm glad that we are on the same FYP page.
4 dozen oysters by yourself? You are lucky you didn't get sick. Oh my God. Yeah. And people have eaten oysters and gotten flesh-eating disease. Ew, it's so gross. I like oysters, but I'm not gonna eat I'm not gonna eat a whole dozen, much less 4 dozen. 4 dozen is excessive. That's just greedy. That's greedy. That's greedy. That's mean. You're not or fucking Ursula.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
You're not Ursula, honey.
I'm not with her. I thought it was funny that she was able to eat that much. And
I thought it was funny she was able to eat that much and tape it because she thought she was like she probably started taping it because she probably noticed his face was judgy. Why did she start taping it all of a sudden?
Some people like it.
She started taping it on her 4th.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have taped it. But however, I also would have bailed on the date, called it my girlfriend's been like, you're not going to judge me. Let's go.
I guess she didn't care for his judgment. And then she decided to put him on blast online so that people could judge him.
But nobody
long
really
story short,
him
people judged her.
People judged her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways, I'm
he
glad.
cut out. He cut loose. You'll never see him
I'm
again.
more glad that we're on the same FYP because there's been times that I like say stuff to you and you're like, I saw it.
I mean, I did see that. Okay, the next one. Red Lobster.
I would do Red Lobster. I love Red
Red
Lobster.
Lobster is so expensive,
The
guys.
biscuits are super effing delicious. You can take me
I
to
know.
Red
Last time I
Lobster.
had it though, it was so salty. My mom thinks Red Lobster is really nice. Back in the day, you saw there was one in
It
Times
used to be really
Square.
nice. Yeah,
There was one
there
in
used to be a
Times
big one in
Square.
Times Square.
I know. And you know how pricey that mother effer was? It was so expensive. You might as well just go to a nice restaurant.
Yeah, there's a lot of nicer places. If I were in New York City, I don't know if Red Lobster would be my first pick.
No,
There's
but if
so many
somebody took
other
you to the
places.
Times Square Red Lobster, you better be quiet and eat it because that is real pricey. And
I
it's
would like be chowing down
casual.
on those biscuits. You can easily take me to Red Lobster for just the salad and the biscuits.
Who eats a salad at Red Lobster?
I do.
Ew. Why?
More biscuits.
I get skeeved out by the seafood. I'm like, how long has it been in the freezer? I don't know. But then I get Red Lobster. Listen, I'll eat the biscuits. My kid really likes the biscuits. I think they're a little salty. I've made them and they're better when you make them.
They're so much better when you make them. I agree with you. Yeah.
Correction. I make my little sister make them and they're so much better. And there's also like the Red Lobster packet where you mix it with 2 ingredients and it is like exactly
so good.
I keep saying bracelet, the biscuit. But when you actually make the recipe that I have, it's very good and feels more substantial and doesn't have that like salty.
I want those biscuits now super bad.
Okay, I will get them for you if you ever come to New York. Okay. A buffet. Ew, I don't want to go to a buffet.
Would I go
first date? I don't need to see you and how much you overeat. I don't. That's not a first date place.
Yeah.
Let's keep that to like date number 5 or 6.
Yeah.
IHOP.
I love IHOP.
What's wrong with IHOP on a date? That's
I don't know. I love IHOP.
Listen, that's pancakes.
IHOP.
I like a good breakfast.
Also, I think there's only one IHOP in Canada, and that's in Niagara Falls. And every time I'm down in the falls, I definitely like beeline for IHOP.
Nothing's wrong with IHOP. Denny's, however, which is next on the list, I don't know.
I don't know if I would. Please don't take me to Denny's. I don't like any of the food there. It's not my style. But I would probably tell you if you were like, let's go out to eat. I do say, okay, cool. Just so you know.
What if he was like, I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna take you out, and then he rolls up a Denny's? I'd be like, hard pass.
All our Denny's here in Canada are around other restaurants. I would probably encourage it.
Just say, let's go somewhere else. Yeah.
Caliber. Yeah.
Yeah. Denny's always does it in a populated area.
Yeah, exactly.
Ew, the gym. What is wrong with you?
You're not having me work out. No. The sweaty.
Okay, wait. But if you are into fitness and that's what your thing is, and you're a fitness instructor and he is, blah, blah, maybe that's like your love language. I can see how that could work for some people, but don't guilt me into that. I have to be like into fitness and that's what we talk about all the time. And then we say, let's go to the gym and do a class together. But even no. Church. That's a date place?
I don't know if I would. Maybe for some people. I don't go to church, so I don't know if you taking me to your church.
You know how judgy church is? If you take a date to church,
so judgy.
Everyone's gonna see who you're on a date with. Everyone's gonna try to be in your business. Oh, who is this? But that's not a first date place. Do not take your girl to church.
No.
Don't take her to church. Starbucks. Hell yeah.
Yes. Take me to Starbucks. Love Starbucks.
Coffee dates. Of course.
Yes.
I'm all about
absolutely.
Take me ice cream dates.
Yes.
I love an ice cream date.
My ice cream.
But
Gelato,
it's not even,
all of it.
Playful. It's low maintenance.
Fun.
It's quick or it doesn't have to be quick. I like an ice cream date.
I agree.
Ew, family functions? Get out of here.
Girl, you need to watch Holidays. I'm going to send it. It's on Netflix, I think. You need to watch Holidays.
Was
there's
it
an aunt. I don't remember.
So memorable.
It was cute, but there's an aunt in it who brings a new boyfriend home for every family occasion, and that's exactly what made me think of that. So
guys, don't bring people home unless you're serious about them. Come on.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Movie night, Netflix, Hulu, etc. No, because that means you have to go to someone's house. No, absolutely not.
No,
not on a first date. Somewhere that requires a long drive.
Life.
Oh my God, I did that one time. Oh,
no long drives.
We went to the zoo, the Bronx Zoo, and I was in Brooklyn, and I thought that was such
yeah, you told us about that.
Yeah, but like I thought it was such a good idea because I really was getting along with the person. But like it was fine for the drive, and I went in his car. Fine for the drive. Then we did the zoo. By the end of the zoo, I was done, and I could feel like me being a bitch on the ride back. I didn't really want to communicate. It was just too long, and I pieced out and never responded to him again, and I felt bad.
There's also like the mental stimulation that happens with that, right? Like you're probably mentally exhausted by the time.
I think 3 hours is the max on a first date.
Oh my God, yes. Yes. Hence
Yeah, but you
why
have to
you do a
understand from
coffee
Brooklyn.
date, because then you can end it pretty quickly. You chug your coffee, you're good to go.
But look, Brooklyn to the Bronx.
That's
I
a long
wanted to. I
date.
couldn't end it. I had to go back in the car.
Yeah, it's a long date.
Get home in another hour. Come on,
No,
that's
too
1 hour,
long.
2 hour, 3, 4,
Uh-uh,
4,
too
5
long.
hours we were together. Oh no.
Mm-mm.
Bowling. I like a
No.
good bowling.
I don't really like it. Not my thing.
New
Nothing
York
personal. I would
City,
do it if somebody brought me, but I
the
would rather
bowling
not.
alleys in New York is hella nice. And it's $40 for a lane.
Nice.
Nightclub if you're 20 years old.
Yeah.
Hookah bar. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
I would do a hookah bar. They can be fun.
A bar for just drinks. Hell yeah, that's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Waffle House. Blech. Sporting events. Okay.
I would. I love
I would.
sporting
That's
events.
fun. You really get to know somebody, but also it's a long time. I would have to arrive and leave on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that. And I also wouldn't want anybody who's drinking to drive me anywhere.
No.
Yeah, that was a good list. Thank you, Complex. Any other
So
final
funny.
thoughts on first dates?
Do what makes you comfortable.
I agree.
That's
Don't feel
just it.
pressured.
No.
When in
don't think
doubt,
that
say
just
no.
because one girl doesn't want to do coffee dates doesn't mean you can't do coffee dates. Just because, like, I'm not the kind of girl who likes to go eat food on the first time I meet somebody. It's not my thing, because I don't want you to ruin my eating experience. I love food too much. But do what feels comfortable for you. If you need to be taken out, or if you, correction, I shouldn't say need. If you want a guy to take you out to eat, and that's a requirement for you, cool girl, there's going to be a guy who rises to the occasion and does that for you. And don't settle.
I'll end it with this. When I lived in New York City in Manhattan, and I was in the dating world in my 20s, there was a girl in my neighborhood. She became, but at the time it wasn't viral, but she got internet famous because she had an Excel sheet of her keeping track of the guys she's dating, their names, how she was communicating with them, because she talked to so many guys. And for her, this is how she ate every day at night, because she lived in an expensive area. So her dinners were always, her lunches, dinners, she always tried to get it paid for. So she would make sure she didn't cross-reference people, and she would write their number on an Excel sheet. So she had this whole crazy Excel sheet where they would take her, whatever, who requires a second date. She just made it completely analytical, and somehow somebody got a hold of it. I think she shared with a friend who passed it on, and it became a thing. That was a real thing, guys. That was a real thing. And she was like looked down on because she was like using these men for meals. She wasn't serious. And I am here to say she was serious. She's still looking for somebody. They were meal tickets, but also she needed to be fed, and she's going to spend the time and effort. I might as well get something out of it. I get it. I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl. But there are girls like that.
I'm with you. But listen, you remember that scene in Friends where like Phoebe is telling Monica, she's like, I met your soulmate. And Chandler literally is, you don't think he's your person and he's potentially somebody else's soulmate and you're still going to date him? And she literally says, yeah, a girl's got to eat.
Yes. That's the attitude, especially when you're young and like money's tight. But I feel bad for those guys who have to take these girls out too. You don't want a girl with those expectations, but at the same time, like they get all dolled up and dressed up and they put in so much effort, and you like put on a clean shirt and you show up. I don't know.
Or you don't get dolled up enough and the guy tells you should have put on makeup that day.
God, so many stories. One time I was dolled up and I had this high neck dress, and it was like an older guy, and it was an okay date. It was a fine date. And then when I decided to stop seeing him again, he was like, little of advice on your first date with somebody, you shouldn't wear such a high covered dress or top or whatever. And I was like, it was like weeks later. And I was like, he remembered what I wore. I guess maybe he thought I would show the babies, but out of here. Anyways, that's it for us today, guys. Thanks for joining us. We are here anytime you need us. Follow us on Work Pretty Podcast. And thank you for listening to us, and share this podcast with a friend, because you know you love us. Let them love us too. We can be your friends, and we will check you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Remember, you're the heartbeat of our podcast. Your support, your comments, and your enthusiasm keeps us fired up and ready to bring you more pop culture goodness each week. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a moment of action. We'd love to hear your thoughts, suggestions, and even your own pop culture discoveries.
Connect with us on social media at Woken Pretty Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.